Hey, social media. This is Tiffany Martinez. I hope you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. I just wanted to share this with you guys. I found some of Henry's, my husband's cards, some from his collection, and these are pretty big. These aren't like your standard smaller, like baseball type cards. They're really big. Just to give you an idea of the size that they are. They're about the size of a tablet, like a or iPad or something like that. Like it's pretty big. And these are called team posters. And what makes these kind of special in comparison to your just any other baseball cards or football cards or like the ones that you would just buy pretty much anywhere, even if you buy them brand new. Because my husband was, you know, he was teaching me and explaining to me how it all works, and it's more than just a hobby. You can make money from it and things like that. Is the fact that you get your cards graded, and that's why they're in case. I mean, you can buy them without the grade, but the grading is what makes them worth more money, you know. But these are some of the vintage ones. The team posters are vintage within itself. I don't know all the team players on the 76ers, but everyone knows Larry Bird, you know, and or at least you should know who Larry Bird is. And the old school Lakers. Like I said, my husband, Henry, he was very patient, and I was wanting to know how it all worked, and I wanted to be involved in his hobby, even though it was his hobby. I still wanted to know more because my father used to collect cards, but at the time I wasn't living at home with him or with my parents. I wasn't living there, and I really wasn't interested because I was younger, and I was still working and still trying to build a career for myself. I just basically didn't have time, and that was my loss on multiple levels, because when my father expired, I really didn't know anything about the value of the cards, which ones were really worth the most. And just because you see you know a really popular player like Jordan, for example, that doesn't necessarily mean that card is worth anything, because it just could be from a line that wasn't that popular. Or even like Kobe Bryant. People think just because it's Kobe Bryant, that card's gonna be worth a lot of money. You kind of like really need to know your stuff. And my husband was very good with this. And I'm still like proud and tickled that he was able to sell a single card, for $600 during a pandemic, and or pandemic, the way I like to say it. And he was able to do that. And that's not really uncommon. So it's just about those who, are willing to make the purchase, and those are true investors. But I was very interested in this because my husband was he was preparing for the future, in in a way that he didn't want me to be in the position that I'm currently in. It just things just worked out just the way it just worked out. So life can be very unpredictable, even if you prepare. But he was preparing for something greater than this. you know and and I'm gonna post, if you're seeing this, well, I'm probably gonna add the pictures to the video too. um, I just woke up feeling like I should make a video today. I'm not feeling that well, but that's nothing new. you know and I just remember talking to Henry about the cards. And he used to be so excited, whenever one was on its way. And, and he was just excited. And I remember when these came in. The really big ones. And it was kind of like seeing like original cell phone, how big they were. And I was like, okay, like, why are they so big? And he was like, well, they're special because, they were rare, but because he got the graded ones, that they were going to be worth more than the ones, like, you can see them on, like, some of the auction sites for like $10. But those aren't these. They're the same ones, but he bought the ones that were, like I said, graded, you know, and, he just was very excited about these and just about the hobby in general, and he was surrounded by a lot of good people, that made, his life very interesting when it came to this. And, you know, you know, and that just makes me happy, that he had someone, other than just me, because that part of his life um, I didn't, I didn't really want to be a part of, because everyone needs something, that's theirs, and that's essential. And it's kind of like, I like to listen to, music, but only one particular artist, and and he supported that too, on a lot of different levels. But this was his hobby, but it was also profitable, but I wanted to know more because I didn't want to be clueless at the end. I have no idea what I'm going to do with, because it technically is still his collection, even though it's our stuff. Everything is still our stuff. I have no idea. And some of the stuff he didn't want to sell, because he was like, no, I want to keep, and it's his. So I'm probably gonna keep a lot of this stuff until I feel like I gotta sell it, because you know you really shouldn't hold stuff too long, but anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that, so, but if you ever do decide to get into, um, collecting of baseball cards or any type of collection, make sure you know what you're buying before you just start to investing into, uh, it doesn't matter what the collection is, baseball cards, anything, And one thing that the hobby immediately told me was, if I do decide to start selling his stuff, do not go to um, those collector stores, like card shop stores, the sports stores, sports card stores, because they're basically like a pawn shop. They're not going to give you what they're actually worth. You will have a better chance of listing them online and getting the full value, versus going to someone who's going to basically, you know, tell you, like the guy from, Vegas, Pawn Stars. He would say, well, I gotta make a profit and I gotta pay the guy, so I'll give you $50. Like, you're like, no, there's nothing wrong with my brain. So, like, this card right here, it could be worth, $600, and they'll be offering me 75. Like, I don't really necessarily care about your overhead, but you're trying to take advantage of the situation. So it's like I would have a lot to think about in regards to how, when, and where I would want to part with these. But at this time, I'm not going to sell my husband's collection, because it's still his stuff, and, it's still his stuff. But anyways, because he has a lot of neat little stuff. He has boxes of, baseball cards, and a lot of them are like this. They have that grading, tag on there. That means, he paid money for them. They're not like a common card that, kind of like a dud, or a kind of card that's worth, $1 or 75 cents or 10 cents. I would just say 10 cents. You know, it's nah. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So, yes, I do miss my husband. I miss him tremendously, and you know, if you have someone special in your life, um, I don't know. I think you should spend as much time with them as possible while they're living, because when they're gone, they're gone. Like, in the sense that you don't see them, and they're not gonna be in the earth. They're not gonna be where you think you put them in the earth. They're only gonna be around spiritually. So that I do miss. I miss talking to my husband, and I miss the laughs. That's what I miss the most. you know, and we would get up and it would just be almost the same thing every day, just smiles and laughs and a lot of talking, and we talked about everything. We literally talked about everything, and we were talking about things that probably the average couple wouldn't talk about. Like, this is 20 years of just talking, and that's why it didn't bother us that we didn't have like a cable package. Like, I think that was a waste of money. That's why it was so important for us to to be as close as we were. But we would get up and start our day, and on his days off, and we would just do things throughout the house, or whatever the case was. And that is going to be hard to not do anymore, for at least for right now, anyways. you know so anyways, you guys take care. Ashe.